Hi and welcome to WarHQ. My name is Lucius. Today I'm joined by Kaisel.
Sup?
Um, this is the second part of our rapid fire news segment that we've just started here at WarHQ. Got a pretty exciting topic about it today. Many of you might have heard this one already. It's only really dropped in the last week, but Age of Sigmar players are going to be pretty stoked about this and frothing. I know Kaisel and I are, and we've gone a bit. Okay, we went full crazy, full run it this morning. So we've pretty much cleaned out every news agent from here to Timbuktu. So what we were going to do is go through the Mortal Realms subscription thing that they've just brought out and the Mortal Realms packs themselves and what they are, and just let you guys know, just in case you didn't know, and then give you a few links and ideas of just how good a value some of this stuff is. So first up, if you didn't know, Mortal Realms basically it's probably Games Workshop just clearing out their backlog of Night Haunts and Stormcasts, all the easy to build stuff. Maybe they're bringing out a new range, who knows, getting rid of the old stuff. But some of the deals you can get here are particularly crazy. Now you can order this through your normal newsagent or probably your local store and subscribe to it. But if you subscribe like through the actual site itself, so warhammermortalrealms.com, if you're in Australia, then basically you get all these extra bonus things, and it becomes particularly the first drop is ridiculous, like the value. And we're going to go through it like as an Australian, like how good it is. Yeah, so tell us a bit about your experience with this, Kaiser, because you've gone wacko tobacco like I have this morning.
Yeah, after hearing that your pickups, I actually was going to the local Warhammer store this morning to pick up some other stuff. They are selling it in store. I'm unsure if they're doing the subscriptions in store, but it'd be silly for them not to because they're going to get cut anyway. Not, but they also own the stock anyway. But then I was like, I don't want to drain the store of what they had. Told the staff there, and they sort of said, yeah, they are limiting people to how much they can buy. Um, and I drove 10 minutes up the road to the nearest newsagent, saw that there was four there, and went, I'll just take all of these. The guy got to the counter, and the guy's like, oh, so you're buying all of these? And I'm like, oh, yes, I've got some friends that,
Friends
yeah, that,
like us rural country bumpkins that without no stores.
yeah, that all around them, like they can't find them. Sure, they can order them in, but they kind of want them now. And the guy's like, "Oh, that's sweet." And on the drive home, I'm sitting there going, "He's going to think that like this is just selling like hotcakes and buy 10 of them in."
Yeah,
Yeah, so I feel
I
sorry for the guy, but
yeah, I cleaned out our newsagent down here too. There was only one newsagent in my region that they only had three copies left when I got there this morning. I bought all of them, obviously, and I'm gonna explain why. So, the first issue is just crazy value. Hey, it's $6, and for that $6, you get 10 chain rasp hordes for Night Haunt, and you get three signifiers or whatever they're called for Stormcast Eternals. Now, we've looked at the recommended retail price on these, and the chain rasp hordes, like this is just from the Games Workshop store, so you'd be able to get these cheaper at other places. But just going off GW prices in Australia, remember, the chain rasp hordes for a box of 10 are $70 in Australia. Okay, and the significators, whatever they're called, are 25. So that's $100 of value for miniatures if you were just to buy them straight out from GW for $6. So you can imagine now why Kaisel and I got, well, between us, we've got so far we've got 8 sets of these. So we've got 80 chain rasp just this morning. So if you're gonna, well, it's a good time to start a night horde or a stormcast army, because you're gonna love this stuff. Like, and with chain rasp hordes, they're quite cheap, like in Age of Sigmar, and you can run them in units of 40 if you want. So what I'm doing is I'm getting enough to have 2 units of 40 if I had to. So what was your plan with it, man?
um, I was basically just going to do the same type of thing. Probably
Yeah,
go halvesies with you and just take the sequitors and that sort of stuff and
yeah. Is that what
stormcasts.
they're called? Sequitors? I don't know what they're called.
Sequitors, yeah.
Yeah,
But then the downside of that is they're in this really weird pose that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just modify them so they're not in these like
yeah.
all in the same poses. Yeah,
You can't really do that.
that's gonna be a hard modification.
Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, at the end of the day, like if they're like a base troop in your army, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah,
suppose the chain rasp hordes are a bit better. Like both of these have a variant for the leader. So the sequitors, sorry for saying it wrong before, sequitors and the chain rasp horde leader have one variant each. So it's not huge variance, but it's still cool. I think it's super cool. If you just want like heaps of them, you know what I mean? Like, why not? For that value, you're
Yeah.
literally paying $3 per 10 chain rasp hordes for this first issue. $3 for 10. That is insane. Like, where are you ever going to get that? That's why we just went AWOL this morning and bought things. So if you might want to be heading to your local post office, oh not post office, bloody news agent, and checking it out if you're in Australia at the moment, because these things just dropped. And Castle, do you remember how long these have been out for a while in the UK? Like this subscription, I think it was, is it 20 something weeks? I think it's been going out there.
Yeah, I want to say it was either mid or late last year it dropped in the UK.
Yeah. So it's been a good 20 something weeks in the UK. So there are some sites. There's one site that you can go to and check out what you can expect in the upcoming issues. So and I think it's called foxhammer.com.
Faux
So
hammer. Sorry.
faux hammer, however you want to say it. Yeah, FAUX hammer.com. And I'll put a link down below. If you go there and you scroll down quite a bit on there, it'll actually go through. It's all the prices are in the UK, so in pounds, but it'll actually tell you what you receive in each of those episodes. So obviously, the first episode is that one. The edition is trying to suck you in, you know, with a cheap price and lots of figures and good value. So, but this one in particular, like if you're an Age of Sigmar Nighthaunt player or you want to be, you do use chain rasp hordes. They're very cheap, and you can get them in units of 40 if you want, or you can, have multiple smaller units. So it's very good from that perspective. If you're a Nighthaunt player, this is like aces. You're never going to get these cheaper than $3 for 10 models, right? It's pretty nutto. And if you've got a mate who wants to collect Stormcast, like Scott and I, you can just buy one each, just keep swapping the models between each other. So it's pretty cool like that. The future models that go on from here, they kind of either go two different ways. They go, they're going either the Stormcast, they're going the Nighthaunt, or they're going like paint or modeling or scenery. So like each of the episodes after this is that. And an important thing to remember, if you're going to buy these just one issue at a time from the newsagent, the first issue is like $6. I think the second one's maybe 14 or something, like 13.50. I can't remember.
30, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and then from then on, it's pretty much 19.50 or 19.95 or something. So they will go up progressively. But the cheapest way to buy these is if you were to subscribe to through the warhammermortalrealms.com. If you subscribe through that, then you can get the first three issues. Um, and the first three issues have um, they they pretty much got, well, the first issue we've already gone through, the Night Haunts and the Sequitors. The second issue has Banshees for the Night Haunts, and the third issue has the Archer dudes for the Stormcast. And each of those has a paint in those two
Mhm.
and three, and it also has a paintbrush as well. So, and I think you get those three episode issues plus you get with the subscription stuff, you get a whole modeling kit, and that modeling kit has like clippers, glue, and some sort of scraper kind of thing for like scenics and stuff like that. And you get that for free. And I think it's is it $19 I think for those three issues and the bonus pack as
Um,
well. I think it is.
I think it comes in just slightly under, so you're probably about 18
Yeah,
bucks. But
yeah, like
what?
18.50 or 18.95 or something. So that's super good value. Hey, like because you're basically getting uh, four full miniature kits there with easy to builds. You're getting two
Mhm.
paints. You're getting six dice and one paintbrush, plus a couple of rulers and some other shit um, for $19, let's say, which
Yeah.
is totally crazy. Now you can suspend your subscription at any time, is what I've heard. So what you do, even if you just wanted that and you wanted to get the bonus stuff with the modeling things, you could subscribe, and you can subscribe online, or you can ring a customer service hotline, which is open from 5 to like 11 at night. It's a really weird time, but it is manned. I rang them last night to double check that my subscription had gone through because I didn't get a clarification that it did. But it has. So, and they gave me a reference code and stuff like that. But I think how they're going to roll these things is they'll bring them out in batches. So the first three issues, if you were to start from issue one, you'll get as one delivery when they're all released in Australia. I'd say after they're all released, or just before, I think you get it like a day or something before it's released in news agencies, and you'll get all three of those at once. And then from that point, it's then four issue packs in a row. So every month you'll be getting one of these with four issues, and then I think it goes up
Huh.
to $80, right? Like after the first lot, which is only $19. Every lot of four after that is then $80. So you've got to keep that in mind. But it generally works out that you're probably saving between 30 to 40 to 50% on the price of those models and the stuff you get
Mm.
with it. You get paints, you get scenery, you get all sorts of stuff. If you have a look on the Mortal Realms website, you are able to see a picture. I think. Do you remember how many episodes there were, Kaisel?
I think there's 80 in total.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
they've
you
only
want to talk about
released.
that? Like, there's pictures, isn't there, of what you actually get by the end of that, and it's pretty much nearly the entire Nighthawk range and nearly the entire Eternals range as well. Like, it's pretty big. Like, there's a lot of stuff, and characters included.
Yeah, and
Um,
I've just got it up at the moment. Basically, the first, I think from what I could see, the first 10 or so issues, you get a lot of push to fit stuff.
yeah,
But the rest of it, I think, actually starts getting into your normal models that you actually have to glue together and that sort of stuff. Um,
yeah, and I think issue 5 has that exclusive character
yeah,
called Xandria Azure Bolt. So it's a knight in Cantor, but it's exclusive to Mortal Realms. So if you want to like a you know exclusive model, then he's in one of the episodes. So
she.
who knows how much they'd sell that for? So it's probably a pretty good saving that episode as well.
Yeah, and it's just going back onto the pricing, that sort of stuff. As we said before, it's like just shy of $20 for the first two issues, and you get the third one for free if you're doing the subscription. But looking at the breakdowns, like the first issue, yeah, you're getting close to $100 worth of value there, like in just miniatures. It's just shy of
Yeah,
100.
crazy.
Uh,
Yeah,
the
six
the
dollars.
the second one, that's an easy to build $25 kit there plus a paint
Yep,
for
and a
like
paintbrush.
yeah for let's just say $13 to make up that $20 total, and then you get the third one for free, which is again another $25 easy to build bundle and a paint. So
Yep.
it starts getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
The only downside I've seen from these over when I was collecting some of the conquest ones is you will get a an issue that is just paints. So if you've already got a lot of GW paints and that, Citadel paints and that sort of stuff, you're going to get doubles. So,
They
but
do. I did notice they do have some sort of unique paints that are particular to those factions.
oh yeah, they
Like you
they
get that
usually
Retributor silver color, you get the Night Haunt one. So I noticed with the first few issues, besides the Corax White, which comes in issue 2, of which I have lots of. But you can never have enough of that. You know what I mean? Like you could use it to touch up base undercoats and stuff like that. So it's not a bad thing to have a few of those. And if you run out of sprays like I do down here living rurally, that having that Corax White is pretty handy as well to have more of them, like just in paint, just to do that as well if you have to do it manually.
mm,
But yeah, they're not a bad paint selection. But pretty much by the time you've collected this, I think you worked it out, didn't you? You worked out the full price. Like if you say you were to collect all 80 issues through subscription,
yeah, it's
you
16,
use
just shy of $1,600.
sure.
Which that's super
But for
cheap.
that, you're probably getting about 3,000, like two full armies, like probably
Yep.
about at the 3,000 point mark. Plus, you're getting a whole box of terrain, which is probably, I don't know, like a whole bunch of terrain, probably worth a couple $100. Plus,
Yeah.
a whole bunch of paints, probably about 30 paints, including shades and paintbrushes and the rest of it, and all the other little bits. You get little prizes every time, like every few bundles, you get a few things.
Well,
So
yeah, and
yeah,
there's also the bonus subscription things as well that you do get on top of that for
yeah,
uh what is it, the Flesh Eater Courts, Sylvaneth or whatever they are,
yep.
Orca, uh yeah, what the Orc War
Aurak,
Clan,
Aurak tribes, yeah,
and
yeah.
Blades of Corn, which is what I'm actually interested in. I've got all of those anyway, but you can never have enough.
Yeah, but
So
there is a caveat on that, and that's that to get those bonus things, it's $2 extra per issue
yes, yeah,
if you subscribe. That is, I think it's only a subscription deal,
yep.
but it is $2 extra per thingy. But it's actually quite good. Um, Looking now, I was just going to go through the extra delivery from the subscription. These are the bonus gifts you get. You get 7, and they're on your first delivery. I've already gone through. It's the modeling kit. I've been through that. This third delivery, you get a binder and dividers. So like every episode, you're getting like basically rules and lore and modeling information, stuff like that, and then you can collect that over time. if you already got all the books, it's probably not that interesting to you. But for a new player, I guess that'd be pretty good. That's on the third delivery. On the fourth delivery, you get a full paintbrush set. So that's a large brush, a small brush, and a medium shade brush. You get that for free. On the fifth delivery, you get a painting handle, and on the seventh delivery, you get a water pot and a palette pad for wet
Mm.
palettes. So that just little bonuses, not too bad really. I suppose that's just to keep you subscribing, I guess. But if you have a look at that, even if you were to go, if you want to get the maximum value, look, the third, fourth, and fifth deliveries, I suppose that's to keep you right when you'd probably leave. You're getting those extra gifts, which is a pretty good marketing kind of ploy, I guess, on
Yeah.
that their part.
About the only thing I could see from that you don't really need extra of is the paint pot, but I was just in there justifying it to myself, going, well, like, while that paint pot's manky, I could be getting a new one and having that one soak a little bit.
Yeah, if you're
Um,
like me, like I have it beside my table, and because it's the same shape as like a cup, I'm always like drinking a tea or a coffee. And the amount of times I put my paintbrush in the coffee, it's just like I've done it so many times now. It's not funny. Like, so yeah, having two of those, maybe it'll trick my brain. Who
yeah.
knows?
Oh dear. Yeah, but I know that this has changed my opinion on because I didn't actually subscribe to Conquest. I didn't even know it existed until I think about 20 issues in, when I found it at a newsagent's near me. And because I was doing
Yeah,
Death Guard, I just picked all the Death Guard that I wanted as I was seeing it come through. Now I really wish that I had probably gone back and actually started from the
imagine if you
first
would have got
one.
the first issue, dude. It would have been like this, like $6, and you would have got some insane shit.
I don't.
I can't remember with Conquest what the first issue was now. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I don't know what it was. I don't. I want to say that it probably wasn't as good as this one, but I could be wrong. So,
This one seems really insane for for $6. It's really they're really pushing the envelope with it. Hey, like considering you've got 100 in Australia, again, guys, just bear with us. I mean, we pay a lot more anyway. So
mm.
have a heart for us when we get something for $6 that's worth 100. That's like, oh, that's why we bought so many issues, because it's like, well, we could just have night, the Rasport Central now, like for nothing, like pretty much pay nothing for them. So I'm pretty
um.
stoked about that.
Okay, so I just saw what was in issue one. Yeah. Primaris Space Marine Intercessors, three of them,
Yep.
easy to build, three paints and a starter brush, and so like, yeah, that's nothing compared to this
Oh, is
one.
that all? Oh, so it didn't have the Death Guard in the first issue. Okay.
No, Death Guard was next with three easy to builds and
Yep.
just one paint.
Well, this is a much better deal. This is a much better deal. Then you get two full box sets, and one's worth $70. So
Yeah.
yeah, or 75, whatever it is. Yeah, so that's crazy. Um,
Um, it doesn't. It doesn't look like anything really. It got good until later on. Like
yeah.
just looking at it, Lord Fethless and the Tainted Cohort. I think that goes for about $50, $60
Okay.
maybe. Yeah, that's. I think I actually bought that straight out. So I wish I'd actually got it for $20.
Yeah, that would have
Um,
been good, eh?
yeah, so it's worth it. Like, even if you have a friend that will just take the
Mm.
occasional ones, just split it with
That
them.
that's what I'm seeing is like, um, two people want to buy a subscription to this or get a subscription each. You can really multiply your stuff. The only thing you're gonna have to divide really is paint issues or the scenery issues. You're gonna have to come to some sort of arrangement if you go with that.
Oh yeah,
But
scenery definitely, but paints are generally faction specific, so you could
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
technically,
you could just treat that as their episode, I guess. Yeah,
yeah.
and just some months you're gonna have to suck it either way. So but yeah, beyond that, I think this is a really good deal. Hey, like my first impressions of this, I wasn't sure, and then this sort of dropped. I got it. I think there was even, this is how big this is. I was talking to the guy at the newsagent today. He said he saw it on TV. So Warhammer are actually advertising this on TV. So I think it's going to go gangbusters. So you're probably better off getting a subscription while you can. I don't know how limited stocks are or what they're doing, but they obviously have a lot of this shit because it's going to go crazy in Australia for
Yeah,
sure.
a lot of the packaging I was seeing looks like it had been around the world and back.
Yeah,
The plastic
COVID
cover,
safe, right?
the plastic cover that was holding everything in was coming off, and I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
hope all
Yeah,
and all
mine did too,
the
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
the bases were just floating around. I'm like, yeah, I hope that all the bases are there.
Can
So,
I, I'm just going to say, like, just as a silly, it's not worth anything, but the ruler that you get with the first set, which we got today, is actually really good. It's see through and it's bendable. Like, you can bend it like this. It's like plexi sort of plastic, and it's really, really good. Like, I'll use it definitely. and you can be able to bend it around corners like a tape measure.
And
Um, so
this is how
yeah, and it'll spring back. So I actually don't mind the ruler they give you as well. So that wasn't a bad thing.
yeah, this is how much I have only just opened the plastic with the miniatures in there. I didn't even know that there was a mat in there as well. So
Oh, it's a very small one, and it's really you just put your models on it, and they have some sort of lame ass
right,
like begin to play Age of Sigma or something. You know what I mean in there, and
right.
you just put the models on those spaces. But there are battle mats in
Yeah, I was about to
consecutive issues.
say
Like there's bigger mats that come out with it.
yeah, I was about to say in
Um,
Conquest I definitely did get a decent mat in one of those issues as well. So
yeah, I do remember that. I remember you as well. Now, like as I said, like with this, you're getting characters in this too. So like, good example is and the Ballister. That's a really good one too. You get that. That's a really good value pack. It's in issue 8. You get the oh no, sorry, issue. Yeah, it is issue 8, I think. Yeah, easy to build Celesta Ballister for the Stormcast, which is really
mm,
good. You get. I'm just sort of flicking through, just looking at things that stick out. The Tomb Banshee
yep,
in issue 10. There's a character. Plenty of terrain along the way. You've got a Knight Questar, which is a character. Issue 12. Getting the Dreadblade. That's a really good issue. Issue 14, the Dreadblade Harrows. So that's a 2-pack, and they're really good characters. It's quite a good saving on those. And you kind of build this. You build the mausoleum, isn't it? I think the Sigmarite mausoleum. There's 3 issues, and by the third issue of those ones that are stretched out, you get the whole mausoleum. I'm pretty sure,
yeah,
which is pretty good value. Yeah, look, there's just so much good stuff in here. Like, I mean, you're going to have to sort of figure out if you think it's worthwhile, if you're going to stick with it, or you're just going to, you could always get that subscription just for the things you wanted, in that, even the first 3 issues, and then just cancel it. It's a really good value. Issue 19 I'm looking at here: Knight of Shrouds, Guardian of Souls, and the Spirit Torment. That's 3 characters in one issue. That's crazy, and they're all really good ones too. Like the Guardian of Souls, yeah, the Spirit Torment and the Knight of Shrouds I'd use in an Age of Sigmar army. So that's really good. Um,
mm.
really, yeah, wow, that's a lot of saving on that one.
So
But anyway, and you get the Griffin dude. There's a couple of other things. So yeah, I won't go through all of them, but we're just sort of highlighting these things today for people. Yeah, just a good one for our second news segment. We're really pumped on this one actually.
mm,
So and anyone who's playing Warcry too. I mean, it's a good way to get like a basic. You basically got a Warcry band just with the first couple of issues. So either way. And then you could just add a couple of other little things like Spirit Hosts or something. You do get Spirit Hosts in later
yeah,
editions. I don't
I
know if they're
just
going to release all 3 because that box set
no
you bought for me today and it was $48, wasn't it?
40. I'm looking at it now. 3 of them.
Yeah,
Issue 28.
yeah.
3 of them, $20,
Oh,
and I
wow. Yeah, when that one comes out, I'll be getting multiple issues of that if they're $48 to buy normally.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Was there anything else you
Now,
wanted to say on that one? It's
well,
it's
I was just about
pretty
to
good
say
value.
now. The question is, do I mooch off you and just buy your Stormcast stuff, or do we both get it and just swap the swap the issues?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You do it however you want. I don't really care. I'll probably, I suppose we've got that option of always getting extra issues from news agencies of the ones that we really want.
Yeah,
If we want the extras of those models, but just keep in mind, everyone at home, after issue 2, so from issue 3 onwards, it will be like 19.95 or whatever it is per issue. So it's only the first 2 which are cheaper, I should say. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But
and
$20 for an easy to build thing is pretty good, and plus usually a paint or something as well. So
yeah,
it's cheaper than buying it. There's no postage if you go to your news agent. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty excited about it actually because I've been wanting to get Nighthaunts for a little bit. So as a second Age of Sigmar army, um, but I think Geisel and I have to finish our first ones. I probably like about over a third painted my Hedonites of Slanesh force. It's getting there, but it's such a big job. Hey, like that chariot took me like 2 weeks just alone. The Exalted Chariot was,
and
but I'm getting there.
I'm still at 1 miniature painted. So,
You're still at
uh,
base coats.
yeah, base coats, and I think I've actually battle readied one. So,
Yeah, okay, right.
but I just noticed as well, issue 32, which doesn't look like it's come out yet.
Yep.
Um, has Citadel skulls, so you're not just getting
Yeah.
you're also getting a lot of modeling stuff as well. So
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah,
then
just looking at that one. Yeah, Citadel skulls. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's worth a
So,
little bit. What are they in the retail for? Like 50 bucks or something?
no,
35 or 40?
it's 35.40. So it's definitely.
Yeah, okay.
What are they saying here? Its value is £17. So yeah, I'd say about $35. So
Yeah, cool.
if they don't
All right,
put
cool.
loading on that, so
Yeah. Oh, do you have anything else to add on this one before we wrap up?
no, pretty much we've gone over everything. I initially was like, don't really want to do it, but yeah, looking at it, it's probably worth doing it just to bulk up and get an extra few armies.
Yeah, and I'm always the voice of reason for you, aren't I? You're always like, "Mm," and I'm like, do it, and you're like, oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a really bad influence. Sorry, married partners. You know
And
who
I
you
will
are.
insert I will insert the pile of crap that is sitting to my left,
The pile
just
of
here.
shame, I think it's called.
So
Yeah,
here, yeah. No, no, no. This isn't like pile of shame is elsewhere. This is like probably 2 weeks worth of purchases.
yeah.
So
This is pile of disgrace.
yeah. So
You're going beyond shame. Yeah. So yeah, cool.
cool.
So I hope you enjoyed that episode of the news, and I hope you like these segments. If you do, please let us know. If you've got anything you want us to cover as well, just let us know down below. As usual, hey, like think about subscribing to the channel. Like it really helps us as a channel to grow. Like there's still like 88% of people who watch all that stuff but aren't subscribed. So it'd be awesome if even some of you guys could subscribe to that. It would be thanking you very much. So like, comment, all those other things. But for now, we're WarHQ. I'm Lucius. That's Kaisel. And we thank you for your time.